Hello everybody, this is Mr. MMW and I'm back with another episode of my tutorial series. Uh, let's get right into it. I got a bit of a headache, so let's get through this pretty fast. So last turn we did accomplish some things. In the air, the fight looks pretty good, 2 to 1, more than 2 to 1 advantage. But this is because we caught quite a bit of buffaloes. Yeah, decent. Pilots lost 2 and 4 missing. We are very nearing our first aces. We shall see though. Last turn. Of course, the allies are quite lucky getting a hit on our tanker. I think that's the third one so far. And some Usan ends. These are very nice cargo ships, but very combustible. Ah yeah, near Sinkawang and Kandari. They will be sorted out. Of course, oh yeah, and we also had the convoy intercepted at Kendari. Not nice, but we shall solve that real quick. In exchange, we did sink 3 light cruisers, all British, and one of them of the Fiji class, which is a very modern and very good cruiser. I am very glad to take it out with aerial torpedo. Nonetheless. Also, our good old submarines are getting some good ships down. Very good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. In the ops report, here is the ops report. Not much from what I can see. I captured quite a lot of bases. Most importantly, Clarkfield and Johor Bahru. Of course, because of the 2-day turns, we can't move instantly. So our moving to Singapore is essentially 1 turn delayed, but that's just how it is. And yeah, Xiaoning. I've never heard of this base, but I think I have stuff going to it. Hopefully. So let's switch over to my commander's report. There, hopefully it shows. Yes. So last turn, just to remind myself, we got a second supply convoy to Truk. Our BBs bombarded Ambon without great success. We captured Clarkfield and Rabaul. I was very surprised about Rabaul. And we memed into Singapore on turn 9, which is pretty good. Our advance on Bataan. Oh yeah, so this turn. This is the turn of big decisions. We can choose to either advance on Bataan with the 14th army or clean up the other bases. I'm gonna show you what this means on the map, but I have decided to advance on Bataan. Don't look left or right, just advance. This is mainly because I do not want to let them entrench themselves. I would rather deal with the cleanup afterwards. This is including Manila. I'm gonna take Bataan before Manila. This is quite unusual, but I want to be done with the Philippines as quick as possible. And also I just want to see if I can take Bataan. I'm not convinced that I will be able to, but I'm gonna try. Because Bataan, again, is a lot tougher than Clarkfield. A lot of allied players choose to defend Clarkfield because it has better terrain. Yet they do not account for the artillery that is in Bataan. And we shall see which one is tougher. If I were to guess, Bataan is gonna be tougher than Clarkfield for us. But we shall see. I'm also gonna rebase a second cruiser division to Rabaul, again, for the same reason I said last episode. We simply need to blockade 2 ports, and 1 cruiser division is not enough. I have not actually done this yet, and I don't think I can do it this turn anyway. But when that little expedition into Indonesia is done, I think I'm gonna send it to Rabaul. The second division, which was heading towards Cagayan, of course now is heading towards Makassar, and it's gonna get into position to do an organized 16th Army attack on Java. Now, with Kido Butai, it is a big decision needs to be made about the Kido Butai. Do you split the Kido Butai or do you keep it together? Pretty much, because we need to sink so many ships, we have essentially no choice but to split them. So that's what I'm gonna do. But then what do? You split it into west or south, essentially. Or into use two of them, but also use both of them in the south. This is the question that I have pondered for quite a bit of time. And I have come to the conclusion that even though using both of the Kido Butais in the south might prove more beneficial in the future, towards essentially not allowing the Americans to establish themselves into the South Pacific, I'm actually going to go towards the east and west Kido Butai, for the simple reason that without the Kido Butai, I have zero way of attacking the British in Ceylon and in Bombay, and any sort of long range attack. At the very least, in the Solomons, I can use my torpedo bombers to attack the enemy ports. But without the Kido Butai, I cannot attack them in any way in the Indian Ocean. And I definitely need to get rid of their battleships and carriers and cruisers and such, because otherwise they will be able to intercept my invasion convoys. So, as much as it pains me to do this, I'm gonna need to do this. I also intended to send Kaga to Japan. I don't think it's possible. She is very much needed elsewhere. So I'm gonna use the Taiyo to resize everything. And she will be essentially our training carrier. And 144th that just took Miri, I'm gonna send it to Osthaven, and they will capture Palembang. That's their goal. Hopefully undamaged. Nothing else changed. Oh yeah, I want to also talk about this because there is a bit of a problem with our torpedo bombers. You can see we do get quite a lot of air flotillas, especially these. They intend to send this one to essentially to Lagi, and this one to Lumea / or to Luganville, depending on which I capture. But there's a problem with this. And I can switch to the game now. There we go. Back in the game. There's a problem with this. Our task force, where is it? This one is on the way. Very nice, very nice. They will be stationed here. I'm also gonna repaste the 11th here. So we're gonna have plenty of air support, which is very good. But here's the problem. If I look at the 21st flotilla, these are all the torpedo bombers I get. 2 whole squads. Now you answer me, how am I supposed to protect this area, and possibly even this area with 2 torpedo bombers, torpedo bomber squadrons? That is a bit of a problem, isn't it? And if I look at the reinforcements, they look at these guys, and for the Navy, I get one full squad. Is this one restricted? Yes, it's even restricted, so I don't actually get it. Oops. Again, for the Navy only. This one is also restricted. This one is also restricted. Also restricted, wow. Also restricted. Are you kidding me? Amazing. Apparently I get exactly no torpedo bomber squadrons as a reinforcement. So even though I will be able to produce the aircraft and the pilots for these bombers, I simply do not have the squadrons to cover all this area. Therefore, and think about this also from the Allied perspective, the Allies realistically only need to reinforce a couple of points, because I simply cannot cover more myself. If I put my torpedoes here, torpedo bombers here or here or here, I simply cannot intercept anything over here. So you know how perhaps many Allied players defend Pago Pago and Savi and Fiji and even these bases. I simply have zero capacity as Japan to intercept them here, with, except for the Kido Butai, of course. But that's only temporary. If I want a permanent interception point, I need torpedo bombers. And I do have them, but I don't have enough. And if you look at all, not this one, this one, and we look at sort by the HQ, you see we have one squad with the 24th. This one, the role of the 24th Air Flotilla is to guard this area. We need at least one here for guard duty. We can't leave the Marianas undefended. The 23rd will go into Java, right? And they'll defend Indonesia essentially. They have 2 squadrons. The 22nd the 22nd is over here, and they will go first here, and then they're gonna go perhaps to Rangoon, perhaps to Colombo directly. Yeah. And then we just have these 2 for the entirety of the East Pacific. So we're extremely stretched out with our torpedo bombers. What wouldn't I give to play Hakoichu scenario, eh? But there you go. That's the main problem for the Japan, as I can identify it. So how are we gonna extend our abilities? Well, for me, the only way that I can possibly compete is using these guys. Our torpedo bomber patrol planes. Not only are they extremely good for everything, and of course I'm gonna buy them out, we get one, and this one is just a part of another one, but we get one more squad, which combined with these guys, 2, and I have another one, is another 4, what will essentially be torpedo bomber squadrons. These I intend to use. They also consume just less supply and things. I'm gonna use them entirely over here to boost the 21st, or whatever the fuck, 22nd Air Flotilla. That's my intent anyway. How successful this will be, I do not know. In my previous campaign, I did not use them as such. I only used them for scouting. And the Allies managed to get 2 divisions, and I was stuck bombarding them in Noumea. Because once again, I simply did not have the torpedo bombers to counter them. There you go. That's my rant. And this is why I will focus so much of my efforts in this area. Now let's go over to what I said previously, what I did. So take a look at what we have in the Philippines. This is just the fleet, the Air HQ moving. Next turn we'll also get the aircraft. So we have one regiment here that's kind of tied up. One over here, two over here, 9 in Manila. Thankfully we cut them off. They do have quite a bit of fighters, and I do not have any decent fighters because all my Oscars are going into China. We really need to kick those flying tigers out, and next they're gonna go here. So unfortunately our bombers are kind of useless in the Philippines, at least for a while. But once again, I could split up and use these forces. They need a bit of rest, you see. But never mind that, I'm marching them directly into Bataan because I do not want to allow them, these guys, 18 units, theoretically as strong as these guys, yeah. So that's very good. But I do not want them to give them the chance to rebuild. Instinctually, I want to clean this out and then combine everything and go down here. But if they can build forts, I'm quite confident that they can hold out for at least a month, or at least like 2 weeks. So I don't want to give them those 2 weeks. I want to kick them out in maybe 1 week max. There we go. Over here also we also kind of don't have enough forces to take everything, but I'm gonna try anyway. Over here these guys are coming right into Cagayan. We are bringing some reinforcements. We're also gonna take this base. We shall see. What else? Ah yeah, our battleships, because of that unexpected raid, not all of our ships died, curiously enough, you see. This guy. These guys are coming back just to do a little sweep of the port, whatever. And these guys, instead of patrolling, I'm just gonna send them here, because if they retreat, hopefully I can intercept them. That's my idea. Anyway. And these guys, initially I wanted to take Ambon with them, but because they have no more ships now, they're gonna march over here. Alright. Here's our convoy. Bringing these guys. They're also gonna have an entire cruiser. This guys, an entire cruiser division escorting them into Osthaven. Hopefully they won't get torpedoes to all hell. And also these guys are marching. Right. Also we're gonna kick these guys out. Hopefully I want to, by the time I get, this is the division, where is it? This is the division. They're gonna go to Makassar, you see. I'm also sending guys into Hong Kong to pick up these guys. Hopefully by the time these guys get organized, they take these bases, these guys will be able to take the entirety of Malaya, and we can begin a joint operation on Java as soon as possible. Hopefully by the end of January we will have essentially the entirety of Java conquered. We shall see. Over here we still don't have enough support. This takes time. One bit of an unfortunate thing, because again I'm stretched so thin with my torpedo bombers and my air force in general, these guys still can take off, is that Rangoon is completely untouched. Hopefully by marching so early on Rangoon, they won't have enough time to build their forts. But in any case, it is a clear terrain. Yeah. Actually, urban light? Is that what it? Yeah, it's urban actually. Not clear. Interesting. But whatever the case, they won't be able to hold here. Hopefully they won't pull a surprise Pikachu move by simply abandoning Rangoon and defending up here. This is what they did in my other game, and kind of threw me off because I got stuck over here and I couldn't remove my army to go to India. We shall see. In China, we have finally started marching here and here. These guys are almost into here. I'll try to complete this encirclement. I'll go with these guys over here, and then maybe an armored company will be able to cut them off right here or here. We shall see. Same with here. We are marching these guys across the river. This is a pretty strong Chinese force. Hopefully we will not get destroyed. Also a bit of a tough situation here and here because we just don't have enough forces in the area. Good. Not much else to say in terms of industry, maybe. Oh yeah. Miri, I'm gonna start repairing as soon as possible. Repairing oil is the #1 most important thing. Don't repair the refineries because oil is the bottleneck. Do not forget. Every single drop of oil is important. Fuel not so much actually, but oil is. There you go. I think we can turn the turn. Let us save so that we make it a habit. I also have to send reinforcements to Guam, but again, I simply do not have the forces. Unfortunate. Let's see if they have another swordfish incident happening. Oops. Oh, okay. Never mind. We can skip this. And also, again, we're crossing into Singapore. Hopefully, we'll get it by next turn. Next episode, that is. Another submarine. Of course, they have detected it, but of course, they cannot destroy it. Unfortunately. We also have to keep in mind that the Lexington is in the South Pacific. Here are some B-17s. They will not be able to do that for much longer. Here's the Jarvis. Here's the Cason near Johnson. We can see they are trying to resupply these islands. Oh yeah, I wanted to also do something else, but I guess I'll do it at the end of the turn. I forgot about it. In regards to the difficulty, I actually looked it up. I initially wanted to. This is on normal difficulty. Now, initially I was kind of skeptical about raising the difficulty because I heard that it raises the RNG rolls for the AI, which is kind of stupid because, that's quite literally cheating and it is obviously at an RNG thing about the game, so I don't want to do it. But apparently that only happens on very hard. On just hard, they only get a little bit of extra supply, which for the allies doesn't matter that much really, but it does help China. So I think I'm gonna turn the difficulty up to hard, and perhaps very hard in the future, just so the AI can keep some bases supplied. This mostly helps the if you're playing as the allies against the Japanese AI, because they simply can't supply bases. But there you go. And here's the 64th Squadron again, Tateo Kato, doing good work. In reality, these guys did a lot of night strafing of the aircraft on the airfield, because apparently that was quite a good move in this game. That is not a very good move. Our forces are still moving in China, you know. Our air force is still transporting. We really need that road open. It does seem, yes, of course, there aren't many aircraft, because we just crossed into Singapore, of course. So they probably migrated their aircraft either to Medan, to Sorong, Sabang, or to Palembang. We shall see which one. Yes, because of the casualties from yesterday, I cancelled them doing sweeps. No reason to use them for sweeps. Just use them in order to get a little bit of cancel their move orders. Yeah. These guys are presumably still marching on us. We shall see. If they do a shock attack, we hopefully are ready for them. I do have a division moving into the Nanchang. A fighter bomber. A fighter bomber. Yeah, the Blenheims. And of course I also cannot split the Kido Butai right now, because they're out of fuel and they're not in port. They also need some maintenance, because we full speeded them for like 4 turns. It's not a good thing for those ships, even though we really need them in action, like right now. I'm also gonna, I think next turn I'm gonna readdress my sub-patrol zones. I also sent a bunch of ships to Rabaul, because we just need that base built up. I don't really use the Truk that much personally. I also don't reinforce Mark Islands and those Northern Islands much. I simply feel no need for that. A lot of players do. For some reason, the battle is in the South Pacific. I personally have no idea what people are thinking. Putting so much effort into the North Pacific. It is an area devoid of resources. It does not win the war. Not to mention tiny bases without even shipyards. Oh, here we go. On the surface, an AKL, very good. And of course, again, one of the biggest differences between a player and the AI is that the AI doesn't evacuate everything immediately, which you might think is stupid, but when you consider that the player usually sends everything, you know, to intercept them, it's kind of smart, you know. It's kind of smart. Just wait a week, you know, until all the Japanese task forces are out of fuel, and then you can evacuate. Very simple. They did not do so with Malaya though, with Manila though. They instantly evacuated, and as you have seen, they got deaded because of it. Yeah, here we go. Marching. More strategic movements. Hopefully this is the last of them. Ah yes, this is our attack at Malebele. Apparently they do still have a decent bit of force here. Not enough, clearly. Please surrender. They did not. They did not surrender. And they retreated here. Interesting. This is pretty good, actually. Like a third of their force is dead. That's okay. And purely destroyed. We must have captured a bunch of supply in Kage and last turn. Very good. Over here an HQ. Yeah. And here is a bit of a problem, because I have a regiment and they have a division with an HQ even. Hopefully we will be able to hold there. Here is an interesting battle. This is just a cleanup of operation to open this railroad. Hopefully we win. And we do, because genetic superiority. Very good. Up mode. Oh. Half of them are dead. Very nice, very nice. And dead completely. Very good. Over here we also open this road. Hopefully we do big damage. This is very good. They jump over this road. Now there is no connection between these roads, you see. So if they want to march north from here, not only am I gonna march from here into here, so they're not gonna be able to do so, but I'm simply gonna march here and I can cross over here, or even go straight into Xi'an. Very good. Very good. And completely destroyed. I must have gotten a pretty good roll. Yeah, I did. They did even have the terrain on their side. But, you know, they are Chinese. There's a cleanup operation again. With this guy, I think I'm gonna go behind them here, I think. Yeah. And we kick them out. 2 Chinese corps are reduced down to nothing. Very good. This is, yeah, this is my Mongol army. They gotta get in place. Ah yeah, this is one of the mixed regiments. It was going to Pakoi, and these guys were going out of there, presumably towards Nanning. And we chased them, and we have an inconclusive battle. Not nice. Here is a battle over here next to Kwantan. An Indian brigade, which is not destroyed, but it did not. One of them did not retreat. Interesting. And they are out of supply. Wonder why. Good damage anyway. Good damage. It is also an attack here, but of course, these guys. Interesting direction to retreat. Of course, they are completely dead. Also over here. I have to remember, these guys these guys with 20 AV. I gotta use them for garrisons in these bases because they all have 20 level garrisons. But a lot of my actual naval guards are like 60. So I'm kinda wasting AV by having these guys be garrisons. You know? These guys, they did not surrender, unfortunate. And hopefully we will be able to capture Manadu. I have never seen such a tough defense of Manadu. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Very tough defense. And we have finally arrived at San Fernando. And we are stuck because, of course, it's a division on a paratrooper corps. So no chance. We once again try and fail at Guam. But whatever. And over here, you see, this is why I bring so much force into the Central Pacific, Central Philippines. They do have quite a bit of force, a full division. Thankfully, they only have like 100 AV. Imagine if these guys, I give these guys a month to build up. You know, this guy will not only entrench themselves, but will have like 300 AV. And I'm gonna need a full division just to take those guys out. You must rush these guys. Not only, you just saw, those guys have aircraft there. Quite interesting. Here we also see what they have in Singapore. Not a lot of force. A lot of battered stuff. It's very good. They don't even have that many guns. They must be disabled. What? I think those guys just moved into us. That sure is an interesting move. No, alright. Huh. Alright. Next turn. Also, by the way, hold on. Some stuff is converting, very good. You must pay attention to this sort of stuff. But I'll see that in the ops report anyway. What did I want to say? Let's switch out. Ah, no, I got stuff going there. I forgot what I wanted to say. Whatever. Atyoman, we finally captured that base. We can speed this up. No reason to sit here. Enjoying the atmosphere of a guy sitting in a trench on Guadalcanal. This is what this feels like. Huh? Ah. I didn't realize I sent the Southern Army there. In retrospect, not a great move, because there's no railway to Kuantan. Come on now. There you go. Not a lot of... surprisingly little sub-activity from us. Quite a lot from them. And they apparently even got... Wow. They sure got here fast. This is my tanker. Yeah, I sent one lone tanker with 2 escorts. Specifically because I kind of expected that, but not so early. And here is our mass of subs. You can see. And I have 8 more on the way. Do not... You gotta make sure to send enough. We are taking some damage though. The Chester. The Chester. This isn't the Lexington. Or is it? Those sure are a lot of destroyers. Right in Pago Pago. Chester. I really do not remember if she is with Lexington. She might be just escorting a convoy. Yeah. But if they are, you know, they already have cruisers in the area. Heavy cruisers. We really got to get a move on. Here's an military AK. If it doesn't have an X, that means that it is a military craft. So very good to put a torpedo in it. There you go. We're just doing some cleanup over here. We're landing at Baker Island, and I want to go as south as Canton Island, simply because I do not want to let them have Quantan Island or Catalinas. I may or may not use Canton Island myself, but in any case I do not want them having it. Minesweeping? We saw no information about mines at Hong Kong for some reason. Okay. Here's one cargo ship off the coast of San Francisco. Very good. And here is our cruiser task force. Very good. They are surprised. I do not blame them. No reason to waste torpedoes. Okay then. But this is what you gotta do. And this is an AP. You see how quick they, got their act together. They even have troops on board. And to me, that looks like an engineer unit. Take a look at that. We do not want to let them build fortifications. We really do not. Oh, come on. A good attempt in any case. Ouch. 5 hits. Not nice. But I am in shallow water. Yeah. I expected them so early to not use escorts. That is why I'm being so risky. But I guess they're smarter than I give them credit for. We do see quite a lot of cargo ships there. Again, I'm gonna re-evaluate my submarine situation, because it seems like they have finally got naval search in place. Oh, here is my zeros. Oh, here is that destroyer. Please. These guys are made of paper. Unfortunate. Once again. Come on now. Put a torpedo in it. Imagine wasting trained torpedo bomber squad pilots on these shitty aircraft. I did also do some recon, but I'm not seeing much in the way of enemy fighters, which is interesting. In bases, that is. So this is the Hyderabad battalion. Apparently it's nearly dead. But I think they are retreating towards Kuala Lumpur. We are scouting Rangoon. I'm gonna check next turn to see what kind of information we get. Here they come again. Do not worry, your time will come eventually. I don't have many aircraft there anymore. There you go. Waste your bombs and supply. Thank you very much. Once again, more pictures. And here come the Dutch again from Balikpapan this time. But of course they suck. And Jesus Christ, they even have bombers already over here. They may actually spawn with one squad in Port Moresby, but we shall see. We can also see that even though I have them at max react level, they are not going towards these guys. They're going east, northeast. Okay, so they're still heading here. Heavy cruiser. I should have sent it directly into Port Moresby, but there you go. And it's the end. Very good. Poor target selection. I did not realize there was a squad here. We are arriving into Singapore, I think. And over there. Here is that force again. And here is our reinforcement from the Mongolian army. There is once again our attack here. And we destroy it. Very good. We take Baker. Nothing here. Yes, naturally. You know, I accounted for them just sitting in the base here. Maybe I was foolish, but I brought in this is a garrison. I brought in them, right? Moved these guys here in order to take this base, because these guys have quite a lot of AV. You see? That's a pickle. Oh, okay. So it's just a 40 AV regiment over here. Very good. Unfortunately, I do not think all of our forces crossed into Singapore. Looking at it like this, it does not seem like we have enough strength to win next turn. We might have to take another day break. I might attack anyway. Simply to lower the forts. And then when next turn, when we have everything, we might do a shock attack. Nah. A shock attack might completely destroy the shipyard, and I do not want that. Supposedly we have about double the force, but they do have fortifications here. Right? I moved the China Expeditionary Army, they're gonna go to Changsha. Don't attack me anywhere, please. Here we are. Here's the Kwantung Army. Not in its entirety, but yeah. Oh, hello. Our Naval Construction Battalion. I think they encountered some kind of force. I wonder how that happened. Let's take a look at this real quick. Oh, I know. They were set on moving to Manila, but they moved 1 mile too far. So they got reset. Amazing. But anyway, this is about it. Let's take a quick look at what happened. Not too much. Yeah, not too much crazy stuff happened. Thankfully, no more surprises. But we indeed do not have quite. We have like half the strength. Not to mention our pioneers are not here yet. Let's also take a look at these bases. We did some recon here. 14 units in Malacca, and quite a lot of air force. So this is their provisional capital over here. Not much here. We also did recon here. Not much in Medan. Okay. And here's our transports. Very good, very organized. Well, this all looks pretty well. Let's take a quick look over here. Hopefully none of these are the Lexington. Very good. And our stuff is nearing its destination. We are also building up Rabaul. But all of that will be... We can also do a few memes with barges and mini subs and PT boats and motor gunboats. I'm gonna show you how to use these guys, but that will happen next time. For now, thank you, and we shall see each other again next time.